200 years ago, the king of the sea captured a beautiful fish and fell in love with her, so he decided to marry her. However, a spy frog who works in his kingdom informed him that the fish had escaped, and he was devastated. Next, we meet Amelia, the son of a blind blacksmith who lives on the riverbank. Because he hates blacksmithing, Amelia deceives his father by reducing his height anytime his father touches him, leading his father to believe Amelia is too young to work. On this winter morning, Amelia goes fishing by the river, but gets frustrated when he doesn't catch any fish. Suddenly, the water bubbles strongly, and Amelia runs but gets hit by the wave. After this happens, he notices a pike in his fishing bucket and returns home, excited about the miracle. At home, he prepares to cook the pike when suddenly it speaks to him, making him scared. It offers to grant him 3 wishes if he agrees to send it back to the river. Surprised and fascinated by a talking fish, Amelia carelessly wishes to see the city without leaving his stove because of the weather. As soon as he says this, the stove magically moves from the house and drives toward the city. Wishes have become horses and Amelia is flying. On the way, Amelia admires how beautiful the city is, but they run into a group of people who are startled by him. Soon, Amelia starts feeling cold and stops, making a second careless wish. He wishes for the winter to end, and immediately the snow melts. Green grasses appear, and the roads turn into streams of water, causing the stove to sink. When Amelia gets out of the water, he expresses anger because he has wasted 2 wishes. Just then, he is attacked by bandits who seize his fishing bucket when they don't find anything on him. Determined not to lose the pike, Amelia snatches the bucket from them and runs to the river, throwing the pike back into it. However, the bandits catch on to him and punish him by hanging him upside down on a tree. Luckily, a beautiful girl approaches and unties him. He runs to the river to look for the pike, but it is gone, and he is disappointed that he didn't make a 3rd wish. The girl who had followed him speaks for the first time and tells Amelia that her name is Vasilisa. When he hears her voice, he realizes that Vasilisa is the pike, who has turned into a human. He seizes her scarf, which is her fish scale, and refuses to return it until she fulfills his last wish. He wishes to marry Princess Anfisa, the daughter of the Tsar, King of Russia, so they head to the palace together. At the palace, Anfisa is meeting with Lord Rothman, the Prince of England, who is seeking her hand in marriage. To impress Anfisa and her father, the Tsar, he presents multiple gifts, deceiving them with a self-playing drum. Unknown to them, a man is inside the drum, controlling it. But the Tsar is not impressed by the drum and says that he has seen a cat that sings, and its songs force people to dance. Lord Rothman, trying to defend his pride, asks to see the cat that the Tsar is boasting about. Seizing the opportunity, Amelia, who had been listening to the conversation behind the gates, barges into the court, but Vasilisa doesn't follow him. Amelia offers to bring the magical cat to the Tsar in exchange for Anfisa's hand in marriage. While Anfisa is shocked by his boldness, the Tsar is pleased and agrees. So Amelia sets out to find the cat with the help of Vasilisa. Before they leave, Vasilisa warns that the cat is tricky and difficult to catch. Whenever the cat gets visitors, it asks them to choose a song for it to sing. If the song is sad, the visitors fall asleep and die. And if the song is happy, they dance until they die. However, Amelia is not discouraged by this. Hours later, they arrive at the forest where the cat resides, but Vasilisa doesn't proceed with him. When Amelia meets the cat, it asks Amelia to choose a song for him to sing, and Amelia chooses a sad song. So the cat starts singing, and Amelia, who is familiar with the song, joins the cat to sing because his mother sang it to him in childhood. The cat sees that Amelia is not affected by its magical instrument. Knowing that it has been defeated, the cat cries but agrees to go with them. On the way, Vasilisa meets the spy frog by the river when she is alone. It invites her to return with him, saying that they have made plans for the wedding, but she doesn't agree. Amelia, who overhears their conversation, asks her about it, and she explains that the King of the Sea rescued her when she got stuck in a fishing net and wants to marry her in return. After some time, Amelia arrives at the palace with the cat and meets Lord Rothman there, asking for Anfisa's hand in marriage. But the cat starts singing and playing his magical instrument, causing everyone to start dancing, so the Tsar orders them to hide the cat. Impressed by Amelia's bravery, the Tsar is ready to accept him, but Anfisa, who doesn't want to marry a commoner, asks for more time so she can give him another task. That night, she reaches out to the ghost of her mother, Agrippina, asking for a solution, and like all mothers, Agrippina has an answer. The next morning, Lord Rothman meets the Tsar and tries to impress him with a machine that uses steam to make juices and cut vegetables. But just like the first machine, this one is also controlled by a man hiding inside it. This time, the Tsar is impressed. Seconds after, Anfisa meets the Tsar and asks for a tablecloth that magically produces food, so he assigns this job to Amelia, and Amelia agrees to find it. Elvis Presley was right to sing that fools rush in. Determined to get the girl, Amelia goes in search of the tablecloth with Vasilisa. On the way, she explains that the tablecloth is owned by two brothers who live in Stone City. Just then, they see a small house and approach the owners, asking for some food. The old man gives them a small portion of food and apologizes, saying that the harvest hasn't been good, and his kindness touches Amelia's heart. While eating, Vasilisa praises the old man and his wife, saying they fit together like needle and thread. After this, they continue their journey and eventually get to a small bridge with a sign showing they are about to leave Russian territory. After walking for a while, they arrive at Stone City. There they see two obese brothers eating continuously from the tablecloth, but they do not approach the brothers. The brothers complain to each other about their good old life, wishing that someone would take the tablecloth and free them. After hearing this, Amelia goes to meet them and attempts to take the tablecloth, but they throw a coconut at him, knocking him unconscious. When Vasilisa sees this, she approaches the brothers and asks for spring water, showing them their reflection in it. The men are ashamed and recall how they used to fight as brave soldiers in the army, but they are now trapped in the Stone City because of their size. Because of this, they allow her to take the tablecloth. When Vasilisa starts taking it off, they change their minds, but she escapes with the tablecloth and Amelia. After a while, Amelia becomes conscious and is happy to see the tablecloth. On the way back, he plucks flowers for Anfisa and shares a poem he wrote for her. Vasilisa tries to warn him that Anfisa wants to kill him, but he doesn't listen. Because she has fallen in love with him, she asks him to marry someone else instead of the arrogant princess. Soon, Amelia arrives in the city and shares food with everyone using the magic of the tablecloth. When Anfisa and the Tsar are informed, they head to the streets and see people rejoicing because of Amelia. Since Anfisa has no choice, she agrees to marry Amelia, but gives a final condition. She says that he needs to get permission from her mother, who is in the world of the dead. Once again, Amelia doesn't object. Why do men like this fall for women who don't appreciate them? Anyway, Amelia sets out to the world of the dead, with Vasilisa giving him directions and warning that no one has ever returned from there, but this doesn't make him afraid. Before he embarks on the journey, he checks on his father, sending Vasilisa to speak to him while he hides. He hears his father speaking kindly of him and praising him, and he regrets deceiving his father. The man, blessed with eyes in the heart, senses Amelia's presence and calls out to him. Amelia rushes to his side and apologizes for deceiving him. Later, he tells Vasilisa that his last wish is for his father to regain his sight, and she fulfills this wish. Soon they arrive at the riverbank, and since Amelia has gotten his last wish, he returns Vasilisa's scarf and thanks her, expecting her to leave, but she decides to go with him. Dear Lord, what's wrong with this girl? After a long journey, they arrive at the world of the dead and go to meet the king known as Koschei. Amelia is surprised to find out that Vasilisa is his daughter. Koschei had cursed her, turning her into a pike because of her disobedience. Without wasting time, she asks him to call the soul of